if he had my last name. My other kids have their dad's last name, and that's one. I only have one that isn't him. I didn't want my baby to feel like left out. That's why I asked him, would it be okay if I put the baby in his name? And he said, it's fine.
Ms. Davis has 4 potential baby daddies, and she doesn't even know the name of one of them. One of the potential fathers, Mr. Smith, has now been dragged to court by Ms. Davis to get tested. But Mr. Smith insists that he is not that baby's father. Here's how it all began.
I mean, Your Honor, as a child, I had a very bad childhood. I went through 13 different foster homes. I've been to 4 different group homes, and I didn't grow up knowing who my father was until I was 18 years old. And my son's only 2. I mean, it's not his fault that I decided to make, well, practically a hoe of myself when I was of that age.
This is so touching. Ms. Davis knows she has made mistakes in her life, and all she wants to do is correct those mistakes. But Mr. Smith insists that he can never be the path to correcting those mistakes.
With Ms. Davis, you acknowledge that, am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And so why are you doubtful that you potentially could be Javion's father?
Because she said I wasn't, Your Honor.
She told you you weren't.
Yes. I asked if I could be the father, and she told me no, Your Honor.
So Ms. Davis was the one who got the ball rolling. Well, she told Mr. Smith he was not the father, so she cannot turn around now and say he is now the father. That does not make any sense at all. But there are 3 other potential fathers. What is up with them?
Ms. Davis, we said that there were 4 potential fathers.
Yes, Your Honor.
I need you to walk me through that.
There are 4 potential fathers, and each of the individual men I actually met on a chat line within days upon each other. I made a calendar.
Okay, Jerome, let me have that evidence, please.
The calendar showed that Mrs. Davis was intimate with 4 men all in the same month around the time of her conception. She actually slept with Mr. Smith for an entire week and then left him. After that, she hooked up with another man, and then hooked up with a total random stranger whose name she cannot recall.
Potential father number 4, Your Honor, he was a one-night stand. I don't remember his name.
You don't even remember his name. Do you know where he is?
No, Your Honor.
And now, after having this experience that you voluntarily participated in, you're not feeling too good about yourself.
No, I mean, I know I made mistakes, Your Honor, but I don't consider my son a mistake.
Yeah, that is a good thing. Anyway, when Miss Davis got pregnant, she tested her boyfriend and then the 3rd guy she slept with. The test told her that they were not her baby's father, which left her with Mr. Smith and the last potential father whose name she did not know. But Ms. Davis does not even want Mr. Smith to be her child's father.
Honestly, I did want Mr. Smith to be my son's father.
Really?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, why?
Well, I mean, to be blunt, he's a mama's boy. He still lives at home with his mama. He don't work. He's very immature. He's like a boy himself.
If I'm such a mama's boy, then why she got no such a mother's boy?
Have you ever asked Mr. Smith, has she ever asked you to take a test?
No, she haven't.
Well, I don't think you have got much of a choice here, Mr. Smith. She has tested 2 other potential fathers, and since they are not the father, the chances of that Fahera being you is extremely high. But Mr. Smith has another reason that he isn't this child's father.
Have you met Javion?
Yes, I only met him once, Your Honor.
And what was your experience?
I felt kind of scared, Your Honor, because I felt like he didn't know me, and I felt like a total stranger, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may I say something, please?
Yes.
Why doesn't he know you? If you've told me yourself, because you said you felt it in your heart that he might be yours, why didn't you step up then?
Yeah, I think we are going to go out on a limb here and say that Mr. Smith here really does not have nothing. Despite this, Mrs. Davis says she is absolutely certain that Mr. Smith is the father of her baby, but she doesn't like it.
No, I'm very positive that Mr. Smith is the father, and with knowing that he is the father, I would actually like for him to be put on my son's birth certificate as listed as his father, because it actually does mean a lot to me.
And what is that?
This is my son's birth certificate.
And you know what, Ms. Davis? You could be absolutely correct. Anyway, let us get the DNA test results and see where all of this is going. Will Mr. Smith be the father, or will Ms. Davis have to start searching for some long-lost fellow whose name she does not know?
Mr. Smith, you are not Javion's father.
I'm like so hurt, Your Honor.
You look crushed.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, I can see that in your eyes. Because even though you consistently said, I doubt it, there's a disappointment that I see in your face.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Humphreys says that Mr. Mosley, who is sleeping with her while separated from his baby mother, is the father of her 2-month-old child. But Mr. Mosley says that is impossible because he knows that Ms. Humphreys was also sleeping with her ex-boyfriend while she was with him. Well, all 4 of them are in court today. Let us first listen to Mr. Mosley.
Ms. Robinson been together for a minute, had rocky ups and downs in our relationship. If this is our child, child, then, you know, she gonna leave me, and I don't want her to leave me.
Were you in a sexual relationship with Miss Humphreys?
Yes, I was.
Was it during the window of conception when Tyler was conceived?
No.
It
Your
was
Honor.
not, in your estimation.
No, Your Honor.
Is that true, Miss Humphreys?
No, Your Honor.
You want to know why Ms. Humphreys is so sure? Well, she says that she was sleeping a lot more with Mr. Mosley during the time. As we all know, it does not take one time to get pregnant. Instead, your body actually calculates how many times you sleep with someone and then gets pregnant on that data, sarcastically. At least that is what Ms. Humphreys thinks.
I mean, he could be, but I was more sexual, Mr. Mosley.
You were having more sex with him?
Yeah.
But you do understand it only takes one?
Right.
All right, Mr. Mosley, do the dates add up in your mind as she says she was intimate with you at the end of August, beginning of September? Is that true?
Your Honor, I'm not gonna lie to you. I wasn't even paying attention. I was there for the sex. So I don't know, you know, I just did it.
Okay.
This too much talking for me. This is all I'm saying, Your Honor.
Yeah, how many fathers have said that in paternity court for kids that ended up being theirs? Trust me, it has happened more times than you care to admit. The good thing about Mr. Mosley is that he has an excuse for everything. When Judge Lauren asked him why he was having unprotected intercourse with a woman while separated from his partner, here is what he said.
At the same time, well, all I can say is this. I feel like it's her fault too, Your Honor. She should never broke up with me. She should never broke up with me. If she never broke up with me, I would never did what I did.
Also, it's Miss Robinson's fault.
Hey.
Miss Robinson, this is all on you. I'd like to hear from you. So Mr. Mosley says this is all your fault.
No,
This would not be happening if you had not left him, so you can blame yourself.
no, this is his fault.
Oh, so there is extra drama between Ms. Robinson here and Ms. Humphreys. Ms. Robinson says she knows that Mr. Mosley had women on the side, but Ms. Humphreys really wanted to get under her skin, so she brought her into this.
Children together. So you don't think she has a reason to be mad?
No, I don't.
And why?
Because she knew about this.
You felt
Like,
like she
I did
knew?
not.
Yes, you did.
Did not.
I wouldn't be sitting up here saying.
Wait a minute, Miss Humphreys. You
She
said
did.
she knew about your relationship?
Yes, she did. It's on Facebook. She blocked me on Facebook. Like,
She plays both men. That's what she's doing.
okay.
Wow, it seems there is a lot of bad blood between these two, and they are both really just fighting for Mr. Mosley. Anyway, the evidence Ms. Thompson submits is a post by Ms. Humphreys saying that Mr. Mosley was not her child's father. Anyway, this means Mr. Mosley is not sleeping with Ms. Humphreys right now, right? Well, wrong.
Miss Humphreys, what is the nature of your relationship with Mr. Mosley now?
We still sexual. We still, like, we friends.
Still having
Already.
sex with
Why you
Mr.
mad?
Mosley now.
Yes.
But Mr. Mosley, I can see by the look on your face that she's telling the truth.
She telling the truth.
So you still have sex with Miss Humphreys?
I have, yeah.
And still going to continue to once this is done.
Yes.
See? Yes. Drama.
Yeah, she is Mr. Mosley's special friend, all right. This is so messy, but at least Mr. Mosley has a believable excuse for all of this, right? He must have a reason for being so messy. Well, let us listen to his reason.
I love Tamika, all right, okay? I'm not in love with her, but I do love her, okay? I used to be in love with her, but like, I kind of drifted off, you know what I'm saying? You know, I never had a father in my life to actually teach me certain things. And I know I shouldn't put this in the picture, because I mean, things change. I never know, I might change, but you can't fault me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can fault me for the way that I am, you know what I'm saying?
And he has got a point. Mr. Mosley is not lying to these women about the way he is gonna operate. So the fact that these women keep jumping in bed with him is actually the problem, nothing else. Anyway, let us talk to the other potential father in this case, Mr. Cook.
So do you believe you are Tyler's biological father?
To tell you the truth, I do not know. I mean, I would love to be his father, but them two, they perfect for each other, because they both liars.
Yes.
They both liars.
Yes.
They perfect for each other.
I'm a liar and I
They
came
both
for
are
both
liars.
of y'all. I
They
told
perfect,
both of
especially
y'all
him.
from the
I ain't
beginning.
lying. He a liar too.
Yeah, Mr. Cook, what is this? Ms. Humphreys tries to walk back her comment about still sleeping with Mr. Mosley, but she can't. Then Mr. Cook says he has always been present as the child's father. And in fact, at the beginning of the pregnancy, Ms. Humphreys told him there was no chance Mr. Mosley was the baby's father. Let us clear that up real quick.
Did she tell you you were definitely this child's father?
Still to this day,
Just
she
like
still
just
would
do
tell
him.
me
She
that
just
I'm
said
this
that
child's
again today.
father.
It was James.
But
Now,
my
now
thing
it's
is,
definitely is.
I don't
So
know.
wait, Miss Humphreys, are you telling him that he's the child's father? And you're telling Mr. Mosley he's the child's father?
Wow.
But I'm the only one that's doing
She's
something
not
for the
lying
child.
now, she's telling the truth.
I'm the only one doing something for the child.
Well, at least honesty is the best policy. Hopefully, she is telling the truth and the DNA test returns one of these men as her child's father. The DNA test results are here, and it is time to read it out.
It has been determined by this court. His biological father is Mr. Cook.
Ms. Knoll just recently found out that the man she called her uncle may actually be her father, and her father could actually be her uncle. This was after her mother took a DNA test on a different reality show and discovered that Ms. Knoll did not actually belong to her husband. But the uncle in question, Mr. Randolph, says he doesn't think he is the father either, and here is how it went down.
Well, this happened like 30 years ago, and you know, my past has always haunted me no matter what. I'm a recovering drug addict and a lot of more other things. I don't hang on the streets, and I don't run amok with the gang members, and I have not been back to jail. So I learned a lot from it. I could be dead for the things I used to do, but I'm not gonna quit.
That is very admirable. Ms. Lawns here really wants the best thing for her child. When Mr. Knoll found out that her father was not really her father, she basically fell apart. But now she wants to find out the truth. Let us see what Mr. Randolph has to say about all of this.
Mr. Randolph, 6 years ago on their reality show, when it was determined that Neffy's father, your brother, was not her biological father.
Right.
And that you could.
No.
You never were made aware of that.
No, until some people called me from around the country and said, Frankie said on national television that their uncle could be her father.
Yeah, Mr. Randolph, why did you not contact anyone? Anyway, that is not even the main issue. The elephant in the room is whether Mr. Randolph actually slept with his brother's girl, and did he ever feel remorse for doing that? Well, his answers will blow you away.
In my defense in that regard.
Sure.
We had a group that consisted of 7 members. Our popularity and our bad behavior at the time, a lot of things happened.
Sure did.
A lot of things happened, not with just Frankie, but with other people too.
Wait, so they basically had an orgy group and slept around together? This group of immoral 7? Okay. Ms. Knoll was actually adopted as a child, and she did not know she was adopted till she was 11. And now she has to face the fact that the only person she knew as her biological father is not really her father. Now, let us talk about her birth certificate.
See your birth certificate. Were you able to look at it and see if there was a man listed, and if so, who that person was?
Well, yeah, about 18 years old. You know, my adopted mother felt that I was old enough, and David Noel was the guy on my birth certificate. And so, you know, we went into a search for that. So I ended up finding the address on him, and I knocked on the door and I gave him the story, and he told me absolutely not. I only reproduce boys.
So this man on the birth certificate was not Ms. Knoll's father. Now, back to Mr. Randolph. What does our man have to say about his relationship with Ms. Lawns? Well, he has a lot to say.
I have a relationship with Ms. Lawns. I really do. And it goes back to 1974.
All right.
But the relationship is like this. I'm part of a dance group called the Black Resurgence, who are internationally known for boogaloo and robot and strutting. Her sister and one of the members of our group, her other sister, another member of the group, her and my brother and their friend and I were involved in a relationship.
Whoa, that is an insane explanation. So Mr. Randolph and Ms. Frankie were in a sort of loose polyamory situation, but somehow Ms. Frankie was only romantically involved with his brother. You can only wonder how that works. Well, another member of that band is in court today to let us know exactly how it worked.
Have a sexual relationship with Miss Lawns?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
You did. What was the nature of your relationship with her?
We was a group back there and then, back in the day. We were one of the hottest groups on the circuit at that time coming up. And I was one of the guys that
all the girls wanted.
They called me Don Juan, so it was just a group thing, you know.
Wow. So Mr. Larry here could also be Ms. Knoll's father. Gosh, this is extremely irresponsible. Even for paternity court, Judge Lauren gets a lot of insane stories, but this one has to be up there with the craziest.
See her having children, and they are part of this band, extended family / village. Wouldn't a man then say, if I was intimate with her, could this child possibly be mine?
No, I did not think that, ma'am, because back in the day, it was not like that.
I'm serious about this. This is not funny to me.
Yeah, and we are certainly going to get those answers right away. Let us get those DNA test results and see Ms. Knoll's father is. And the results are definitely going to blow your mind. Let us get it.
Mr. Robertson, you are not her father. Mr. Randolph, you are not her father.
Miss Bryson admits to cheating on Mr. McCarroll, but she says it does not matter since he is the biological father of her 18-month-old son. But Mr. McCarroll says he is not believing that since he knows for sure that Ms. Bryson cheated on him with some other man. But despite this, Ms. Bryson is very defiant.
Ms. Bryson, what is the nature of your relationship? You're separated?
Yes, ma'am. We're currently separated.
Are you working to get it back on track? Where are you all at in this?
We're not working on getting anything back in track because Mr. McCarroll, he has whorish ways.
Wow.
and he wants me to be a whore like he is, and I'm not that type of person.
Mr. McCarroll, you want her to be a whore like you are?
No, Your Honor.
So Ms. Bryson is accusing Mr. McCarroll of being nothing but a dirty cheat right out of the gate. But Mr. McCarroll waves all of that off and says he really worked hard for his life not to get to this point, but somehow he is here. What does he even mean by that? Let us see.
How did you see all of it coming, and what is it?
This situation where we got another beautiful young black woman that don't know who her kids' fathers is, that's steady.
Oh, you're a savior now.
I'm not a savior.
He thinks
no,
he is.
I'm not a savior, but I could have avoided this situation.
How could you have avoided that?
I could have avoided this by working and going to school and trying to make a better way for
And
her.
every time he...
Okay, it seems like these guys have a lot of problems that even 1,000 Lauren Lakes cannot solve. And about the case of the book, well, the real story, as Mr. McCarroll says, it will shock you.
Rick James autobiography some years ago. As you could imagine, that is a very interesting book.
I bet it was.
Yeah, she upstairs with the baby. I'm downstairs because I'm trying to read. The baby crying and whatnot.
I heard.
Hold on. Let him finish the story.
I'm reading the book. She come downstairs huffing and puffing. I've been downstairs too long. I'm too quiet. I'm reading the book. What you want me to do, man?
The reason I came downstairs, I heard him on the phone with a girl that he had currently slept with. And we got into it about that situation.
Whoa, this is insane. And what is more insane is that at the time Ms. Bryson conceived her baby, they were separated. But Mr. McCarroll still came around, and since he did not know how to keep his hands to himself, they would eventually sleep together. And one day, Ms. Bryson got pregnant. Easy peasy.
McCarroll came over and touched you, and then you got pregnant.
That's
Right?
I braided.
Thank you.
No,
Takes two.
no, Your Honor,
Yeah.
I braided his hair. He came over. I asked the guy that I was in a relationship with, could I do his hair? He said yes. He came over and was flirting on me, touching on me. Every time we speak on the phone, I try to call and let him talk to the kids. Every time that we speak on the phone, every time he always flirts. I never ever cheated on him when we were together.
What? But you are the one cheating on other people, Ms. Bryson. No one is making you look like the bad guy. You just sound like one because you are doing horrible things. But make no mistake, Ms. Bryson really loves this man. She loves him too much.
In the past, I have cheated on guys with him because, like I said, I love him. But when I got pregnant with him, I was with someone and I broke up with him, and I told the other guy why I was breaking up with him, because I didn't want to hurt his feelings.
And I can see that really just upsets you.
I wanted to have a family with him. I wanted to get married to him. Like I said, I've been with him since I was 18. I love him. Any man I ever talk to know that I love him, okay?
That is so sad. After this, Mrs. Bryson pulls out her trusty conception calendar, and it shows that Mr. McCarroll did sleep with her during her conception period. Anyway, there is one other guy who could be a potential father in this mix. Let us see what he has to say.
Illogical father.
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Why?
Because at the same time she was with me, she was messing around with him. Then I lost my train of thought just thinking about the stuff.
It makes you upset.
Yeah, because I found out that she was messing around on me. So she told me she was 99% sure that he was the father, and it's a possibility that I could be.
That is crazy. Do you know what could be even crazier? If it turns out that 9 of these men are the father, well, it is time to finally find out the truth. Let us see what the DNA test result has to say about all of this.
Mr. Perkins, you are not the father. Mr. McCarroll, you are not the father.
Man, case closed. I ain't got no more to say. Say no more.
My ultrasound. Everything said I got pregnant in April.